Hey, the hair, the recreational activity of fetching firewood. I was like, honey, keep it. I'm at school for an education, not to be turning into your little maid from time to time. Let's just call him Mr. T for therapist. And yeah, he talked to me and then he was asking me all these deep ass questions. I hit you up like, do you wanna hang right now? Hang right now. We are so back, you guys. Weekly uploads, this time for real until the year ends. You can expect to find a new video on this channel. And starting with today's messy ass title, yes, I'm going to be giving you guys some of my lore in this video while I attempt to do 2003 makeup. So this has to be fun. The hair flip, wow. Let's at least, prime my skin. By the end of this video, I need to look so good. You guys, I don't even want a single scar being visible, which I have a lot of them and I find them cute. If you have any dark spots on your face, let me give you guys the lore on all the people that have tried to humble me. Now, not just like normal people, adults, grown adults that were trying to humble me when I was young. Bro, I don't even know. Like when you're naturally just, you have that it quality and you're just, it without needing people's validation and stuff. Sorry, it actually rubs people the wrong way. There was this one teacher in my primary school. Yes, guys, primary. I was probably in primary 6, primary 7. Hey, let's call him Big A for audacity. Because the audacity that man had, he had like an actual obsession with me. Like when I say obsession, I mean obsession.
He'd be like, why didn't you call me back? And I'd be like, why are you so obsessed with
on the liner and then actually make it like an actual 2003 look. Where was I? We were talking about how this man was just obsessed with humbling me. This man continued to paint me out as a bully even after I had become like a prefect. I had an altercation with one girl in the dining. Kume, like how like a prefect can try to like tell you like, hey, fix this, or like I remember the altercation. It was a sick girl wearing a hoodie, and then one of the girl prefects tried to her to take it off in the dining. Mind you, it's cold. The kid is sick, so I told her, don't take it off. Keep wearing your sweater. The girl gets pissed, runs to Big A, and then you know what Big A did to me? He literally put me in front of the class and dragged me for hours. Like dragging you. He dragged me, took things off his chest, said that I am evil. Like, And he was also saying that I'm proud, because I'm Rwandan. And it's like, where do the things even mix? Like, where does being Rwandan come into me? I don't know, going against the rule.
I see on the sheet, if 2 plus 2 is 4, right? And 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay. What the fuck is this?
Mind you, I hadn't gone against any rule. It's just that I'd let a girl wear a hoodie, a sick girl. Like, guys, some of these experiences are ingrained in my head. You know how people like forget their trauma? I remember, like, it's so hard for me to forget whenever someone, does me dirty, because actually what you on? Now, a year later in P7, this man is still on my neck. Oh, you thought it was over? You thought the trauma was over? No, baby, we are just getting started. So this man had a favorite student. Okay, I remember her name started with K, but she just acts like a Karen, so let's call her Karen. Now, Karen and this specific teacher had a very weird student-teacher relationship dynamic.
It's giving very much teacher's pet, if you get what I'm giving you here.
But yeah, so like that specific day, we happened to have like a debate. And it was like a debate in our class, and I was in P7 We had also just gotten our papers. Now, another thing that that teacher hated me for was the fact that I was smart. Yes, you can try and paint me out as a villain. You can try and convince everyone that I am this bad, evil, devil child. But you are not gonna convince them that I'm dumb because my grades were good. So we just got in like our papers. I had passed, obviously. And the teacher's pet had not. Okay, she had passed, but like it was like a bad mark. Remember in like primary, when you would get below 80, obviously you didn't have like, you know, the best grades. So during the debate, things between me and Karen got heated. We were like on opposite sides, and I was, you know, just doing the most, wanted to win. Things between us got heated. The whole class was just watching me and this girl go back and forth, and the teacher hated it. Remember that man, Big A? He hated it. He hated that recipe so bad. So afterwards, he was like, "Go at the end of this, we are going to go for a recreation activity, which is picking firewood." He used to call it like a recreational activity. Whole time we would be picking firewood for him, for like his house. Like, what? How is that even recreational? Like sometimes we'd even go to those bushes during school days, like Wednesday evenings and stuff. Like we would go collect firewood for this man. So this time it was like a weekend, like a Saturday. You're hearing how the thing went, right? It's about to be a hot afternoon. I just had a really heated argument with this girl during the debate, the teacher's favorite student. And you know, he's pissed about it. And then he says that we have to go do the other recreational activity of fetching firewood. I was like, honey, keep it. I'd rather go to the dormitory and sleep. What are we even talking about? What are we even doing here? So yeah, obviously he was not happy that I did not go for the firewood thing. Where when Yaga Susuguro, he thought that, oh, I think I'm better than everyone because I don't want to go and fetch firewood. I mean, I don't want to go and fetch firewood. I'm at school for an education, not to be turning into your little maid from time to time.
I beg you to bring me out.
Completely.
Yeah. Bring me out. Bring me out. For sure. Bring me out.
Yo, you gotta pick
And it's like, these guys in my class used to act like it was this fun thing, but like deep down we all knew it wasn't fun, and we're just, you know, fetching this man's firewood. So yeah, he was not happy with me not going, and then something happened. His favorite student, Karen, her paper got torn. And I happened to be in school. Remember, most of the candidate class has gone to fucking fetch firewood. Now her paper gets torn. When they come back from their little thing, they came to school and I was, you know, still there. And then Karen found her paper torn. The first thing she did was run. She ran, not walked, to her man. He used to play football with like the other kids. She found him in the pitch crying, hugged him, and she's like, oh my god, Tinka tore my paper. Automatically, I looked like I had done it. I wasn't even going to defend myself. That evening in prep, the man was already throwing shade at boys who are like girls, boys who are lazy. Just know, that evening was mine during prep. And then he said, go on Monday, they are going to fucking discipline me. He was like, the weekend. I was like, okay, you're going to discipline me at this school, Barakuvitaga. They used to beat us. There used to be punishments. So obviously, honestly, I was like, do your big one. I don't care. I was probably used at that point. But Shiri, this man had plans for me. Hey! Now, Monday reaches, guys. Mind you, I am the villain of this story. Monday reaches, and then his lesson, this man is like, everybody get out a piece of pen and paper. Except you, talking to me. Except you, Tinker. I'm like, okay. Everybody gets out a piece of pen and paper. And he's like, write on this paper any insult or any misunderstanding you've ever had with Tinker and what he has said about you. Do you guys know that one scene in Regina George where they're like, raise your hand if you have been bullied or whatever by Regina? That's what it was giving. When I tell you everyone wrote, oh my god, it was like a full-blown movie scene. I didn't even know that my classmates didn't fuck with me like that. I really didn't. I thought those were my girls. I thought those were my people. Apparently not. I mean, this teacher was a favorite teacher in the whole school, okay? He was like kind of young, but like not really young. He was a light skin. So you just know the girls throw themselves at him. And he had even allegedly had like flings with girls on school. Mind you, this is a primary school. So I'm like, I don't see the hype, and I'm not about to pretend to be like, you know, all for this man's recipe, because I never used to lick his ass like all the other students at the school, and that's what irritated him. Oh my god, he makes everyone write on these papers things that I have ever done to them. Everyone.
The pressure is getting.
Everyone except these two boys who I used to have like chemistry with. And this one girl who I also used to have chemistry with. That time I was still, you know, straight. But like, yeah, that one fine boy in my class never like wrote that I had done anything to him. And I used to insult him for days because, you know, that's how I flirt. But he never wrote anything. I was like, wait, you want me, don't you? I was literally going through it, you guys. Like, I can talk about it and laugh, but at the time when I was in P7, when I was like 13, 12, going through that with a fucking grown man, oh my god, it was not fun at all. That I'll say. So boom, the man makes everyone write these papers. I remember in my class we used to be in like 32. Remember, like 2 people didn't try it. So minus me, it's like 29 people wrote. Hey! Even my so-called best friend at the time. You guys still do friendship. Even my best friend at the time wrote something, and it's like, you guys, I did not have like the best childhood, so I wasn't going around, you know, trying to like make tons of friends. I honestly was just trying to like heal myself and recover internally from most of the things that happened to me as a kid, especially in like those years, like going on 13, 14. Like, girl, I'm not gonna be the ideal model friend. I'm so sorry. But yeah, people say that I had said and done so many things. My insults were read out to like a whole staff of teachers. This big A, this man took me to the staff of teachers and read out all these papers, and then he kept telling all the teachers, you can't everyone can't be saying this about you, and then you're like the victim. Hey, this man had it out for me. He wanted to humble me so bad. Luckily, there was an English teacher called Eve, and one thing about English teachers, they are going to get along with gay students. Like, it just happens naturally. It's scientifically proven. So yeah, Eve loved me down. Teacher Eve loved me so much, and she also really, really loved my sister. So she just made sure that I got out of that. She was like, listen, this is a child, and so what if he has like a few bad interactions? Like, she legit got me out of it. And any other day, they would have beat the hell out of me. I told you at that school, Barakuvitaga. Hey, you guys, if you're a student who went and studied in UG, you can testify on how much they beat in some schools. But yeah, I survived that, and then later he had to like transfer from our school.
Hallelujah!
I was like, God, thank you for answering my prayers. This fucking man has finally left. But before he left, he sat me down for a talk sometime, because sometimes my mom would even like send us money through his phone. Can you imagine this guy would even have the audacity to ask me for loans sometime? Mind you, he's a teacher. I can say like a loan of like 10K. Sometimes ngazimuhereza. Mind you, this was money that me and my little brother were supposed to be eating at school. I can say to loan to a 15K there, he would be nice to me. And then he would also be the same person to go and switch up and then do me dirty. Oh God, you guys. Surviving the teacher from my primary school. Oh Lord. So yeah, another time he sat me down and he was like, "Go, you're too effeminate. You're not masculine enough. Go, you're going to have a very hard life." I told him, "Teacher, it's going to be my life." He was like, "Go, either way, listen." Mind you, this man used to like talk for hours and hours about gay men sometimes in our class. Like he told us about this one gay guy he went to school with who would have like a big afro and wear scarves and walk like a woman. Like he used to constantly talk about femboys, and now that I'm older, I'm like, was he figuring out his sexuality and was I triggering him, or was he just genuinely a weirdo? Because like you should not be having that amount of bad interactions with a young child, because that's exactly what I was like 12, 13 at most in primary. And then like also when I had finished primary and I was like in S2, S3, he texted me on like Facebook, and then he was like, hello, I'm coming to Rwanda soon, would love to see you. See who? You traumatized me, you ruined my fucking primary school experience, and you want to see me? For what? See, he was like genuinely a creep. That's why like as the generation that's growing up, Gen Z, whenever our kids come to us with something bothering them, someone bothering them, let's just make sure we believe them. Because like I never even used to go to anyone, like who's gonna believe me? And these few experiences that I've told you about are just the tip of the iceberg. This man used to do way worse. Like there is legit another time where he had like embarrassed me by talking about my family situation in front of teachers and a student. There was like one student and teachers, and he talked about my family situation. Humiliating. But like I said, as a child, I used to like go through so many humiliating experiences, not just like by my teachers, but like like the humiliating experiences I had at school. Shitty. Not gonna say because there were so many. Sometimes I just be like, God, if you want to test things and just take me off this planet at a young age, do it. Because what? The shit that I used to go through, straight up cinema. Yeah, that is the lore on the primary teacher. I am seemingly done with my makeup. All I was missing is a little powder. Powder just brings everything together. Suddenly I look like, this is what you're supposed to look like when you're done. And because it's like a 2003 look, I didn't really like do blush. They never did blush, did they? Why am I powering my powder? Because of my dramatic hair. Oh, wow. You sure love to forget your roots. So anyways, moving on to the next part of my lore. I was gonna talk about the patron who was obsessed with me, but that's a story for another day. I want to tell you guys the story of the guy who I went to see, and he also tried to humble me. So this man was literally a foreigner, and him being a foreigner, I literally couldn't even find an excuse to go see him. So I just decided that I would sneak out, and one day around the age of 19, of course I was at 19, that's when everything fucked happens to you. But yeah, at 19 I just snuck out to go see this therapist guy who I had met recently. And I thought he was good vibes. Yo, I was so freaking wrong, you guys. I was so wrong.
Ouch him.
So this therapist, man, I don't know what we should call him. Let's just call him Mr. T for therapist. He had told me that he's 28. Okay, so to me in my head, 28 and 19 was like not a bad age range.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
But like also it is, if I saw a 19-year-old dating a 28-year-old now, I'd be like, girl. But anyways, I went to see him at his house. Okay, it was like an apartment because he doesn't live here. He was renting. I go to the apartment. It's even in my friend's neighborhood. I'm like, bet. This man has a dog. Remember the dog part because that's going to be an important part of the story. He has a dog, and yeah, I enter the house and I see that he's definitely not 28. He was not giving 28, guys. He was giving 40. So I was like, oh, did you low-key lied to me? But like I kept trying not to wake it up, and yeah, he talked to me and then he was asking me all these deep ass questions. I was wondering like what the hell is actually even going on here. Like he was asking me deep ass questions and then he was like psychoanalyzing me, saying that I am afraid of attachment, blah 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 blah. Let me tell you, this man was yapping for well over an hour. Well over an hour, 2 hours. I was just sitting across him while he spoke, mansplained several things, and definitely did not give me the time to literally talk about myself. It was all about him.
Yappa, 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 yappa. Shut it, please.
He was the star of the show. So I was like, you know what, baby, do your big one. I was definitely like okay with it. If you want to carry the whole thing, carry the whole thing. Now, what I didn't like were his little comments about me. Back then, I was like still even in the closet. And like he was just saying a lot of off-putting things. So I never like actually liked him. Now, time passes by and then he like wants to come and sit with me. I'm like, sir, what do you want here? Like, can't you see that I am literally not in the mood? He comes, sits with me, and then he begins to like want make-out sessions. I'm not about to make out with this 40-year-old man that doesn't even look like he has shit going for himself. You know when like someone is, I don't know, is like an imposter. Like you can tell, like I could tell he was doing too much and he wasn't really what he said he was. Maybe even like the whole therapist thing was an act. But like my intuition was just going off. So I just ended up not really even getting in the mood for anything. And obviously I'd snuck out for something if I was being out of the house at 2 a.m. But like he was such an ick, he was such a turn off. I refused to do anything. I was like, you're not getting kisses.
I'm gonna have to like bring you down to earth for a sec. There is no way you're getting tickets for that show, but I love your enthusiasm.
And you're definitely not getting whatever you thought you were getting just because it's late in the night. See, he was like, oh, so you actually don't want to do anything with me? I'm like, yes, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. I thought I was safe because I'd given my friends my location and everything. Okay, at that time, I only used to give it to one friend. So I thought I was safe. Anyways, the guy is like, okay, you can go. Now, first, he let me out of the house. He let me out of the house by myself. And then, like, when I got out, I waited for him to get out. He wasn't getting out. Mind you, outside there's like this huge ass dog. I don't even know if it was his because he said he was a tourist. But like, it was definitely friends with him because he wasn't trying to harm him. But like, he fucking saw me and started to bark. And then I tell him, please come out and control your dog. Please come out and control your dog. I'm fucking scared of your dog. And this man, dead ass, refused. I was just standing there in a corner. It was like a balcony. and then like 2-story buildings, but then I was down. You know how like there's like small balconies next to the ground? I don't know how to explain it, but I was like inside that small little balcony on the ground floor, and the dog was viciously barking at me. Oh my god, it looked very breed. It had its jaw open, like I just know it wanted to unalive me. Like it could not wait for me to like just come. You guys, I stood out there for like almost an hour.
Man will leave you in the desert without water. Yeah.
He eventually comes out after I stood there for an hour, almost like 45 minutes of that vicious dog barking at me. I kept quiet. He just came, opened, and I left. I went home and wrote a paragraph. Have you ever written someone a paragraph? I wrote him a paragraph describing every single physical feature of his that I did not like. And I also wrote another paragraph describing how he couldn't handle rejection and how that is the most unattractive thing anyone can ever do on earth. I wrote a paragraph. And after he read it, I blocked him. I never heard from him again. Because what? You guys, when I told you I was scared for my life, if I didn't pee my pants that day, I never will. I never fucking will. I remember it was like 3 a.m. going on 4 a.m. That was the worst sneaking out of my life. Like, not even worth it. 0 out of 10. Ugh. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to my lore while I did my 2003 makeup look.
Well, that's my life. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed it, because I know I did.
I'm gonna go improve this for my TikTok and record some more there, so go check out my TikTok too, weirdo. And yeah, thank you. Our weekly uploads are so back. When I say so back, we have to end this year with like 5K subscribers and up. Can I hear someone say clocky? Bye.